Today I'm tackling the hardest platinum trophy in the entire Sonic series so far. Welcome to Sonic Unleashed. Released in 2008, this title has 51 trophies to conquer, 2 distinct gameplay styles, and the single best CGI opening sequence in Sonic history. There is so much content in this game split amongst Sonic's day stages filled with boost gameplay and the Werehog's nighttime combat platformer levels. So let's get into trophy number 1, Brawler, which we get for getting to level 5 combat ability as the Werehog. First trophy. Oh boy, these are gonna take a long time, aren't they? If you've seen my previous trophy runs, you'll see that I get 1 to 2 trophies in the first 5 minutes of each game, so for comparison, this took me 35 minutes of real time well after the first 2 day stages. Leveling up is something quite core to the Sonic Unleashed experience. You see, by collecting the yellow EXP crystals after beating enemies, Sonic can level up his abilities in this game. For the Hedgehog mode, you can upgrade top speed and boost bar. For the Werehog, however, you can upgrade much more. His health, his shield capabilities, attack damage, and superpowered Unleashed mode can be improved, as well as his combat ability. Now each combat level adds a new move to his arsenal or upgrades a previous one, and there are 4 trophies attached specifically here, including Brawler for hitting levels 5, 10, 15 and 20 respectively. There are also trophies for maxing out the Hedgehog and Werehog stats, but that's a huge grind, so naturally they are going to come later in this video. The story of Sonic Unleashed involves hopping between broken continents with our amnesiac friend Chip and restoring the Chaos Emeralds in order to repair the world. To get to the second continent, Tails gives us a QTE-filled ride on the Tornado, which lets me try for the second trophy, Ace Pilot, which you get for beating the entirety of this level without getting hit. And I did pretty well until the end, when I absolutely fumbled it and let myself get hit by a volley of missiles. Ah, poo. Alright. Luckily this isn't a missable trophy, so I can come back to this later, hey. We arrive in Spagonia, one of the largest hub worlds in the game. The hubs contain plenty, from shops to peruse, side missions to beat, and hidden medals to collect. You see these numbers on the side? They're gonna both need to say 200 by the time we're done, and these medals are spread across the main levels, the bosses, hubs, and side missions. It's a huge endeavour, so whilst playing each section, I tried to collect as many as possible. We then rescued the Professor from some poorly made sandwiches or something like that, and learnt that we need to get the emeralds to the Gaia temples around the world to restore their power. And that means that right now we need to blast through Savannah Citadel Day Act 1, which is a fantastic stage filled with great speed sections, before we tackle our first boss fight, Egg Beetle, to finally get our actual second trophy, Still Broken. It's a simple task of boosting, smashing into the cockpit where you can, and once it's down, we restore the first Chaos Emerald, putting the first piece of the planet back together. Still broken! First piece down. It's literally down, hey? I can't believe how long it is for trophies in this game. My god. Next, I chat to this suspicious looking dude with the cloak. His name is Wentos, a very nervous salesman who can only talk through the use of his Chow hand puppet. Talking to Wentos now is important because this starts a chain of events that is actually going to help us with 5 different trophies, so he's very useful. Anyway, I replayed Savannah Citadel to grab some extra medals and to grab a bit of extra EXP to get me over the line for Werehog Combat level 10, granting us Smasher. Speaking of replaying levels, my next trophy is Blue Meteor, which I get for testing myself in Windmill Isle Act 2 and beating it in under 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I know that I can do this later, but I want to get more comfortable with the boost controls because this is so much faster than any of the other games. And there it is! Blue Meteor! Awesome, awesome. My next stop is the Ice Cold Holoska, where I check out the shop. There are various different items in the shops, and more get unlocked as you go through the story. And this is important because we need to buy all the food to get the trophy Hungry Hungry Hedgehog, a trophy that I have a personal vendetta against. You need 1 of each food item in order to complete this trophy, and I tried on my initial playthrough back on the 360 when I first got the game, but I was never able to get the last food item. So this playthrough is personal, this trophy is personal, this is my chance at redemption. I grabbed the food, but I also grabbed the souvenir items here, as these are used for 2 trophies later as well. I then head to the entrance stage for the trophy Lay the Smackdown. These stages are a second part of each hub that contain the gates to access each level. However, in certain ones, Sonic can find upgrades for the day stages, much like in Sonic Adventure. Alright, the Stomping Shoes. So I think once I open this gate, I get a trophy? Yeah! Lay the Smackdown. Cool. Once Cool Edge is down, we head back to Spagonia, have a weird-ass moment with Amy, and get to the Professor's lab for the first time. Here we can check out art and music, but more importantly, we can give Professor Pickle souvenirs that we pick up. Handing him the first one gives us the trophy Oh You Shouldn't Have, which is delicious in of itself. But if we get this man every souvenir in the world, we get another trophy as well as a bunch of sun and moon medals for our total as well. Next up is our trophy wall crawler, which we get in the Spagonia entrance stage. Okie dokie, let's unlock these shoes then. So you gotta stomp to get there, yeah, I like that, yeah, nice simple progression. Wall jump shoes. Obviously these for digging, yeah? Wall crawler, and another medal. You gotta assume that's a Spider-Man reference, right? Soon we encounter the townsfolk and Amy under the influence of Dark Gaia, and we use a bright flash from a camera to knock the darkness out of them. This is the start of a quest line for the trophy on the Exorcism bandwagon, where we find various people around the globe who are also suffering, triggering short-timed combat missions. I went around to perform a few of them, including the Ice Cream Man in a Potos, and once I completed his level, I popped the trophy Helping Hand, which you get for completing all of a townsperson's side quests. Getting back to the story, my next stop is Chun Nan and the trophy Air Devil, which we get for locating yet another Sonic upgrade. Oh look, another pair of sneakers. Air Boost shoes. Oh yeah, how am I meant to get over there? Maybe using the item I just picked up, you idiot. That is Air Devil. After it turns dark, we tackle Dragon Road Night Act 1, and we encounter the worst enemy in the game. It's these stupid bees. I hate these bees so much. Oh my god. But once we grab that gorgeous golden gold ring, we're catapulted into our first nighttime boss, Dark Gaia Phoenix. It's a pretty fun fight with QTEs spread throughout and of course a revival mechanic that makes sense because it's a phoenix. But after we beat it into submission, we get to the next Gaia temple, restore the next part of the planet, and more importantly grab the next story trophy, Looking Better. We can now access a couple of other levels as well. Chun Nan's Dragon Road Day Act 1, and arguably the most well-known boost stage in the series, Rooftop Run Day Act 1 in Spagonia. We need to beat all the stages in the game for some trophies, so I take the time to do this now, and after cracking Rooftop Run in half, I get the trophy Knockout Brawler for beating 1,000 enemies in total. We also find this dude, Mark Antonio. He thinks he can see ghosts, and do you know what? As long as there's a trophy involved, I'm inclined to go along with his delusions, and so we start the quest line for the trophy I Ain't Afraid of No Ghost, which involves busting some ghoulies in 2 side missions. Hey, there we go, got the second. He was really wriggly, hey. Oh, no. Oh, god damn it. Oh, that's really embarrassing. Oh. I promise you that I am actually good at this game, and I prove it by getting the next trophy, still a jigsaw puzzle for melting boss number 3, the Egg Devil Ray. It's very similar gameplay-wise to the Egg Beetle, but with laser attacks and some electric shielding, but it's not really a problem to take down. This lets us restore the power of the Blue Emerald and set the 3rd continent back into place. Still a jigsaw puzzle. Awesome. Our next target is the 4th continent with Holoska, and this time we tackled the night stage. Yeah, the enemies here are actually starting to guard, so I've got to be a lot more crafty. I'm going to use this little guy as a mace. I can set these little assholes on fire. I've got to get that XP up as well, though. I've got a lot of levels to upgrade. I get in some great combos, beat all the enemies I can, and make good time doing so. And what this means is not only am I a lot more confident with my werehog movement, but I also get the first S rank, which nabs me the trophy Creature of the Night. As I've beaten everything up to now, I also unlock the next boss fight, the Dark Moray. It's a weird little boss with canisters to freeze various heads, and then you attack its green weak point for massive damage. After Dark Moray shatters into a slushy, we get the 4th piece of the world put back and the trophy picking up the pieces for our trouble. Now when I was talking about the hubs earlier, I mentioned side missions, and some of these are actually mandatory in order to get all the medals in the game. I decided to help this man, Jari Pekka, remember what he was going to do for his wife, and what it actually did was show me the worst side mission in the entire game. We have to protect Jari Pekka and not let any of the 10 Dark Gaia soldiers get near him. This sounds all well and good, but there's actually hardly any distance between them, and the werehog's attacks are really good at knockback. I need to get that medal and save him, so I'm going to get the medal first, and then I'll fail, and then it should save, and I'll still have it. Yes, yeah, excellent, I've still got the medal. Oh, come on, lads, come on. Now, how about you move back a bit? Move back a bit and give me some more room. I've tried this like 15 times now. I just keep letting one slip by. Oh, it's finally done. Thank God. Oh my God. Mate, you are the worst. Your wife deserves better. Now that that's finally done, we have to go back and treat Professor Pickle like Lilith in Borderlands 3 and go and talk to him before our next mission, taking us to the wonderful land of Shamar. We chat to Wentos again and then find out that Pickle has moved into some new digs here, which is really cool. It unlocks the entrance gate, where I grab the golden Lightspeed Dash shoes, and once I use the Lightspeed Dash for the first time, I unlock the final Sonic upgrade trophy, Hyperdrive. We then tackle Arid Sands Day Act 1, which is a notorious level for its huge amount of obstacles, and also the trophy speeding ticket, which we get for beating the level in under 2 minutes 50 seconds. This is quite the task, if I can be honest, and I don't have any hope for doing this first time, so I'll save it for later as I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to unlock it whilst doing something else. Anyway, at the end of the level, we actually have enough for EXP save to get to level 15 for the Werehog combat ability, giving me the trophy Crasher. Sweet! We're getting somewhere with these trophies now. So much more to go though. I think now might be a good time to tell you why gathering every single bit of EXP is necessary. You see this bar? This needs to be filled up in full 1,152 times in order to fully upgrade both Sonic and Werehog abilities. It is the biggest grind in the entire game, even more so than those notorious medals. So the more EXP I can get whilst doing everything else, the better. A great way to get EXP is from eating food in your inventory, and some of the best EXP food comes from Wentos. After we've beaten Arid Sands Day Act 1, Wentos is finally confident enough to hold a good conversation with me, and we can actually buy stuff from him. He has exclusive goods like souvenirs, art books, and you guessed it, food. I buy a fried sun cake from him and get the trophy first time customer, and then I buy up pretty much everything else he has. Now I'm going to try something, because I remember the first time I played this that you can buy stuff from him for cheap and then sell it at like a higher cost sometimes. You can make a bunch of rings, which is going to help get the other... Oh! Oh, ringleader! That's for collecting rings, like total rings. I feel a bit cheap doing it this way, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, I've had a few days off and I want Ace Pilot before I do anything else. I don't know why, I feel like I got cheaped out. That's not what I want to see. I'm close, I am close though. And that's the boss with no damage. It's done. Ace Pilot, yeah baby, that's what I'm talking about. Feeling good from getting that trophy, I visited the new area, Capital City, to work on some more trophies. Sonic Unleashed in a delicious 4 frames per second. This is awful. I'm talking to everyone here because there's a trophy for talking to every single NPC in the game called Social Butterfly, letting me live vicariously through Sonic by pretending I'm confident enough to strike up conversations with people I don't know. After grabbing more food from the stall and Wentos, we tackle Skyscraper Scamper Night Act 1, which has some of the worst tightrope walking sections in the game. Oh, I actually hate this, but we move, we fight on. Oh no, he's knocked me off. Oh, that landing. Oh mate, that is luck. Skill. Yeah, I meant to do that. We then return to Shamar for some exorcism and the main level, Arid Sands Night Act 1, which has a neat fire mechanic, but overall way too many bees to be good. I hate you bees, I hate you bees, I hate you bees. Ooh, partly cloudy. That's half the sun medals. Awesome. You know, one of the main criticisms I always hear about this game is the mandatory medal gathering blocks progression, but like, I've not encountered that at all. I don't think I'm going out of my way either. Like, there's a lot on the main path. Anyway, died. Completing this unlocks our final main continent, Adabat, which is a gorgeous island area containing our friend Mark Antonio, meaning we can grab the trophy, I ain't afraid of no ghost. I'll be with you soon, Mr. Ghosty. Oh, I get it just for busting him. I thought I had to get to the end of the level. That's it. I ain't afraid of no ghost. Awesome. And what happens in Adabat stays in Adabat, so whilst it's night, I take on the final main night stage Jungle Joyride with its condensed high-powered enemies, waterfall swing puzzles, and me missing an obvious medal and locking it behind the door. Come on. We then head back to Capital City and take down Skyscraper Scamper Day Act 1. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Alright. Oh! Half moon! Half moon, yay! Awesome. This means I've now got half the medals in the game, 200 out of 400, which is awesome. We ride down the rest of this awesome but difficult level before heading off to Apotos to grab another trophy. The trophy is BFFs, and you get it for becoming BFFs with Chip. And how do you do that? You feed him nice food, and the easiest way to do this is in Apotos. You grab 10 Sunday Supremes and feed them to him in a row. Awesome! BFFs. That's a lot of ice cream for one man. And I want ice cream. But there is no time for ice cream, there is only time for battle, as we get the trophy almost there for fighting another boss, the Dark Gaia Guardian. This is a really cool fight, because it's just like, it's not like a straight up fight like the others. You've got to like stun him and then he regens. I like it, I like the idea. We beat the Guardian and it opens up the Gaia Temple, letting us restore the continent for Shamar and grab the trophy. Now that we have access to all the areas, I figured now would be a great time to do the last remaining exorcism missions, and while bashing through them, I got enough EXP together for the level 20 trophy for Werehog Combat. Thrasher! Nice, nice. Only the max level trophies now. Okay, so I'm missing one exorcism, but I also haven't completed the final day stage. So if I get through that, I should unlock the final mission, and I'll pretty much be ready to complete the story as well. We smash our way through Jungle Joyride Day Act 1, which is one of the best boost levels in my opinion, and that brings us to the final boost boss, Egglancer. It's no match for me now that I've practiced, and I finally get my first S rank as Sonic, granting me the trophy, getting the hang of things. I really should be getting the hang of this earlier though. This also unlocks the 6th Gaia Temple, restoring yet another part of the planet and giving the trophy one more to go. Chip remembers his true self, he is like Gaia, and plans are made to restore the final piece of the planet and seal Dark Gaia for good, but I need to save that little girl first, so I can finally have my exorcism trophy. Oh, of course the final one's got bees. Man, it's always the bees. There we go, get on the exercise bandwagon. Amazing. Right, it's time to head into hell. We jump on the tornado and have another much harder tornado defense game. Luckily there are no trophies attached for perfect runs here, so once we're done, we arrive at one of the most infamous areas in Sonic history.
Welcome to Eggmanland, the brainchild of my heart and soul.
Yep, it's Eggmanland. We're thrown right in at the deep end, and if you're not familiar with Eggmanland, allow me to explain. This is a massive stage where you swap between day and night at different parts, and is essentially a massive final gauntlet containing almost every type of obstacle you've ever encountered, and more. And for first timers or people who can't remember the level layout, this is hard as nails. There are frequent checkpoints, which is good, but there are some super quick QTE responses needed, breakable climbs, a goddamn pipe room, the crazy enemy rooms, this annoying bobsled run. Look, it's a lot, and I think it's pretty telling that my first run through finished with a time of 49 minutes. It actually wasn't as awful as I remembered, but 49 minutes is wild for any level in a Sonic game. Jesus. Next is the Egg Dragoon boss, which is a spectacle of a fight. It's really not hard at this point though, so once we've beaten it to a pulp, Dark Gaia begins its assault, Chip gathers the temples to make a Gaia Colossus, and the whole thing just descends into a sort of Pacific Rim-esque fight of giant robots and monsters. I'm not doing as well as I thought on this. This is so stiff to move. I've got to get Sonic to attack the eyes, but these are really obstacle filled. Oh man. There's pure skill issue on my end. We finally beat Dark Gaia, but it evolves into Perfect Dark Gaia, and Sonic goes super in an awesome cutscene, and the final fight begins. Okay, Perfect Dark Gaia, here we go. Got to build up all that health before we hit the shield, because I don't think we get rings once we're there. Let's smash those snakes out. The whole fight's the shield, right? Is it? I thought there was another section, but yeah, gotta get him. Alright, QTE time. Oh my god, 60 times. Oh, no. I'm done. Oh, it's done. Take that. Take that. Oh, what a fun time this was. What a fun time this was. And that's the trophy. World Saviour. Hell yeah. Now we've completed the story, it's time to work on our next main task, which is getting all of the collectibles. We need to get all 200 sun medals, all 200 moon medals, we need to get every single bit of food in the game, and we need to get every souvenir as well. There are also a bunch of miscellaneous trophies to take too. The first is Social Butterfly, which I mentioned earlier, because now that we've beaten the game, the Eggmanland hub opens up to us so we can chat to all the bots in the comments. Yay, I didn't miss anyone. Thank God. I didn't use a checklist or anything, so that would have been a struggle. Our next trophy is Hedgehunk, which we get for completing specific side missions based around love. We first need to play matchmaker for Anna in Missouri. Anna's tasks involve searching the hub worlds for her Prince Charming, settling on Musaid in Shamar, and convincing him to relocate to Missouri. Oh my god, this has just been so very hub focused. We got actual gameplay now. These missions are kind of fun, but this quest is taking ages. Alright, this is called Final Exam. Surely this is the last of the Anna missions. And we're done. Oh, amazing. Now we need to go to Old Mate in Capital City to learn the ways of romance. We meet Louis Montaigne, who has trials for you to show your passion and speed, and look, I'm not going to look too deep into why we need to learn speed for romance, and neither should you, but these trials are a bunch of fun and involve some decent platform sections with the werehog. Hey, Hedgehunk. Hey, nice. Might as well tackle the extra acts while I'm here. See, our next two trophies we're working towards are Day Tripper and Hard Day's Night, which we get for completing every single main act for both day and night. There are extra acts found in the entrance stages, and typically these hold a bunch of more challenge than Act 1 in an area. We have this rail stage in Apotos, we have a drift track in Missouri, this challenging lock and platform level in Chunnan, a reaction time trial in Holoska, and more. There are notably much less of these missions for the werehog, so I decided to finish those off first. The other thing with these extra acts is they contain a bunch of medals, so it's required anyway. Oh my god, these bees! Jail. Jail for the bees. Just jail. Jail for 1,000 years. Awesome. Hard day's night. If I'm right, I should have enough to finish leveling up. Yeah. Blue streak. Speeds by Sonic the Hedgehog. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now that I have a maximum hedgehog, all of my EXP can sink into leveling up the werehog. And one of the simple ways to do that is just by stuffing your face with food. As I mentioned earlier, Wentos helps with a bunch of trophies because he has exclusive food and souvenirs to purchase, but he also changes his prices each time, so sometimes you can snag high EXP items for cheap. Hero sandwiches are the go. Seriously, like they give so much EXP. I'm trying to turn Sonic into like that onion ring Sonic from that mod for Sonic 2. With repeated shops with Wentos, I find my last souvenir, so I head back to the professor, hand it over, and get the trophy no seriously you shouldn't have. Sweet! What was I doing again? Oh, the day act. I try to remember why this is so familiar, and it's because it's in Sonic Frontiers as well. This skyscraper one is rough. I keep forgetting to jump. See? Oh, skill issue. I really need to repeat this level to get all the medals. Okay, I see what you're putting down. Okay. My last challenge is Dragon Road Act 2, a tough repeated loop with harder and harder obstacles. Took me a few tries, but eventually I got all the medals and reached the goal ring. Dig Tripper! Yay! Now, let's hunt the rest of those medals. I decided to tackle this collectible grind methodically, looking at each act unlocked in the world map to find what areas needed my attention. It was a lot of them. Despite me getting everything I could during my rounds, I was still missing about 40 sun medals and 50 moon medals. And whilst traipsing through the night stage for Rooftop Run for the last medals there, I also popped the trophy Combo King. Hey, that's 10,000 hits for the werehog. Amazing. I think I can do something here, like if I get the medal, I then exit, and then I've still got the medal in my inventory. Yeah, nice. So I can go to another area and it will save, and then it just saves me a bunch of time. There, that one behind the door. Revenge time. I've run this level a few times now, and I'm sorry to say that I have to use a guide for the last two because I need to go out in a bit. Alright, there's one on that island. Nice. If I go around here, legitimately, how in the hell is a player gonna find this one? Like, really? that's really cool that they've done that. It's really, I love it, but that is insanity. Alright gamers, it is time for my nemesis. You see, I really struggled trying to get this boost ring. I don't know why, but I kept setting the jump up and kept failing. Kinda like the City Escape red ring in Sonic Generations, every time I attempted this, I was just short. But once it clicked, it clicked. Yes! You're mine! And yet again I guided this one, but seriously, how is the casual gamer going to accidentally run into this one, man? Unleashed, you are a salty beast. But I'm not overly salty because I only have one Sun medal left at this point, and so for the trophy Sunny, I'm heading over to Jungle Joyride Act 2. I don't have any idea where this last medal is. I really don't want to use any more guides than I need. Alright, that's a full loop. I didn't see a thing. Maybe up here. You know what? Have they taken that round at the start? I don't know. The jump button didn't respond there, man. But yeah, I don't think I've done this one. That's it! Yes, we got it! It's always sunny in Anabat. Yeah! I then ran off to hunt the remaining moon medals, and it was becoming increasingly obvious that I have to do some extra side missions in order to get some of the last medals. Collecting oranges, having fun, getting medals. The mission Kung Fu Speed has one, and it is a nightmare to complete. You have to do it to get another one though. It's just pure reaction time. Oh, finally. Actually, I really feel accomplished here. I did good. I did really good. Speaking of the side missions, you also need to complete the Yasmin side missions in Shamar to get all the medals, and you'll need to beat the mission Missing Sister. This is brutal, requiring you to essentially beat a harder version of Shamar minus the town section in under 2 minutes. It's one of those levels where one wrong step times you out, and especially at the end dash section, you need perfect timing, or else. Oh, hell. Alright, I've beaten it. This actually took me like 5 attempts, by the way. And now that's over, we can beat Shamar in peace for the final moon medal in Shamar, which brings us to our last level for the trophy Full Moon. It's Windmill Isle, Act 2. Yeah, I know this is kind of cheap, but I just left the easiest for last. Let's take a stroll. There's one's up there. Fantastic. Now I think I need to explore around here. Now if I head up these steps, there it is! It's the final moon medal! It's hanging out, lounging away, looking at the sea. And there's the pop, it's a full moon! We got all the medals! Let's go! It's definitely a cause for celebration, having got most of the collectibles in the game sorted. However, we're only at 76% of the trophies in the game. We now have to face the true enemy. You see, my friends, there is a reason why Sonic Unleashed is the hardest game in the Sonic series to platinum. There is a reason why I could never get all the food items before, something I've conveniently hidden throughout the entirety of this video. Allow me to introduce you to the true final boss of Sonic Unleashed. This man. Don Fachio runs a hot dog franchise, and he won't just let you buy his hot dogs, you have to earn them in his sadistic little trials, and we need to play his nightmarish games in order to finish our inventory and get each food item in the game. And you know what the devs did? They threw in a trophy for beating every single one of his missions in each continent, so we've got to smash all of them for the platinum. The way Don Fachio tortures us is pretty simple in theory. There are 5 different missions, 3 for Sonic and 2 for the Werehog. We need to beat the level whilst completing the objective. For Sonic, that means we have a time trial where we need to beat a level in a certain time limit. We have a ring trial where we complete a level whilst holding a certain amount of rings, and we have a battle trial where we need to break a certain number of enemies whilst getting to the end of the level. When it comes to the Werehog, there's a similar time trial but also a survival trial where we can't heal or collect rings, so your life bar at the start is all you have. Sounds super easy, right? Not quite. There are 3 levels to each trial, totaling at 15 missions per hub. Each trial increases in difficulty with shorter times, higher targets, and crucially, less life on the survival trials, so the parameters get much harder. Also, did I mention that you have to one-shot the levels? There's no using checkpoints. If you die, you have to restart the entire mission. Now you see why this capitalist bastard is so evil. And yes, when I say you have to do every main act, I mean every main act. So our first trophy in this phase is Gyro with Relish as we take on Apotos' trials. Honestly, there's not a lot to talk about here, just try and take the shorter routes and don't fall down. You'll easily collect enough rings for the ring trials, and if you hold boost a lot, you're sure to smash level 3. For the Werehog, just don't be stupid. There are a lot of required enemy fights, but you've got such a huge time frame for this mission, so it's okay. And when I say don't be stupid, I mean don't do this. That's dumb. Don't do what I did. The total life remaining for survival is intimidating, but the enemies are so weak, especially if you're pretty leveled up at this point. Don Fachio begrudgingly gives us a breezy dog for each completed trial, and we get Gyro with Relish for our troubles. Perfect, that was easy. Time for Missouri. Next up is Exotic Toppings, and this devilish entrepreneur sends us to Savannah Citadel. I started with the night missions, and again, there's not too much to be concerned about. I often use the combo of 4 heavy hits and a light to finish as the Werehog spins quickly and does heaps of damage. He also stuns at the end of the attack. Also, the dash attacks are really useful here, and when it comes to these raising platforms near the end, if you can line up the platforms like so, you have just enough height to clear the ledge with only 1 platform rather than 2. The same tactics work well for Survival Trial as well, since it skips enemies. For Sonic's Battle Trial, manually attack the enemies at the start to get 18 out of your required 40. Make sure you drop down here for the next 4 enemies, and then use jump here to get to the longer route which contains more badniks. At this point, come along the lower route, kill the enemies, and then return to the higher route using the wall pole, and that will give you your 40 enemies. The ring trial isn't too strenuous, just don't get hit and try and use the higher routes as they typically grant you more rings. The time trial can be pretty trivial here as well. Like any Sonic game, higher routes and QTE ramps get you faster sections, so stick to them. No, why did you shoot me down there? Oh my god, less than a second and I would have failed. Oh boy! Despite his tricks, Don Fachio concedes and grants us the Scorcher Dogs and the trophy Exotic Toppings. Next in our quest for hot dogs, we arrive in Chunnan to tackle the trophy Sausage Fried Rice, and this is where Don Fachio really starts to throw us under the bus. The Werehog trials are really interesting because so much of this level is actually optional. The survival trial has you at just under half health for level 3, and you can sprint past a bunch of the enemies here. This part is where you win all your money back. With good timing, you can grab onto these enemies here and crawl around the top of the hut. You can then jump on the dragon's back and run to close to the end of the level. The time trial though is tough. You have just 3 minutes to complete the entire level. That sounds insane, but you can skip so much of the content by just running past or running straight to the switches. Now in my run, I fumbled it. Okay, I should still be able to kill. The fun fact about this room, guys, you only need to kill this wizard to break the barrier. Everything else is surplus to requirement. 6 seconds to go. Even with a fumble that bad, I still beat it in under 3 minutes. Next are the day stages, and I tackled the time trial first. Using the rails at the start is faster, and make sure you catch this boost ring to get you around faster too. Catch the light speed dash here, and then after this huge loop, come back and homing attack a hidden spring. This catches Rocket and skips you straight to the dragon spiral. The combat trial isn't anything too much to take notice of. You'll find that the slower lower routes have more enemies than the faster route, so ignore the boost ring from earlier. Once you've done the water drift area, go through the buildings, make sure you take all the enemies out here, and then these 3 should get you your total of 30. The ring trial is the hardest of the 3 here, so I left it for last. The fast higher routes get you more rings, but when you're on the water, make sure you light dash the rings to collect them all. At the end of the level, avoid all the attacks from the chasing robot and you'll be absolutely golden, much to the fury of the hot dog mastermind. You receive a historic dog, as well as the trophy Sausage Fried Rice. Next up is Iced Hot Dog, which we get for thwarting Don Fachio in Holoska. The night missions play out very similarly. Whilst there are a considerable amount of enemies that you cannot avoid, you can make short work of them as long as you're using the EXP you gain from all these missions. The ice can be a little frustrating, but Werewheel can be really good for navigating it. Just be careful on this ledge, but if you do fall down, you can actually land and retry the area. Ignore the enemies here and melt the ice, guard until it falls. I got game ended at these slides a couple of times owing to the unpredictability of your momentum, but once you're past them, make a running dash for these icicles. cross them and make another running leap to just be in range of this surface. This skips a lot of fighting. Sonic, however, is much harder in my opinion. I did the ring trial first, and learning the pattern of the rings at the start means you can get about 150 rings in the first 20 seconds. On the final sled run, be careful at this corner, make sure you're turning enough to grab the boost pad or you womp out and it sucks. Finally, on this ice bridge, avoid this numbnuts right here. He will attack you as soon as you go near, he will hit you every time. So that spells the end of the run right there, so ignore his attention-seeking ass and get to the goal. The battle trial in Holoska is pretty easy. Break the ice wall, hit some more enemies, and stomp on the little turrets to take them out as well. Finally, on the sled run, just run into everything you can. See, I knew that little would hit me if I went near him. You suck! Finally, the time trial, and this is the toughest yet. You can boost and do a little hop to avoid the electric enemy, and then take the ice wall. Go fast through the ice tunnel and just boost and jump over the holes, and then skim right across the water for pure speed. Wall jump here to avoid a platforming section below and rush to the end. There we go, 12 seconds. Screw you, Fachio. Give me my chili dog. Iced hot dog, baby, yeah! The next trophy is Pig in a Blanket, and we've got to tackle Rooftop Run. Don Fachio wants 800 rings from Sonic for this one, and it is rougher than expected. Just one single hit in the entire level ruins you. Also, don't jump here, that's stupid, don't do it. But anyway, on these drift corners, go slow and grab rings or light dash if you can. The final dash area is a gauntlet. Slow down before this rail to avoid the lasers firing as you round the corner because they're unpredictable and can hit you when you think they won't. The final battle trial is similarly tough, but just make sure you hit everything you see. This means at the fountain, homing attack everything there, and dash and sidestep to hit all of the enemies in the dash sections. I think I failed this run. I'm not going to get enough now. Sidestep right there, you can hit multiple. I got 80! Oh, the last enemy! Oh my god! The time trial isn't awful, especially as you've probably learnt the route by now, but make sure to take the higher boosters where possible. Hug the wall here and speed around the tower section, and then dropping and boosting at the fountain is faster, believe it or not. Alright, health one at a time. We can do this, Sonic! Oh my god! Such a good run! Such a good run! Next up is the Werehog, and this is one of those levels where the trials play pretty easily. You can actually just run away from all the enemies in this back lane section, so avoid combat and you're fine for the survival area. If you're really concerned, unleash and nuke the big boy before the gear climb. You can get here in about 3.5 minutes, and you've got a timer of 10 on the time trial, so don't overly rush at this point, as one wrong jump ends the run. The final jump here is a bit funky, especially on PS3 with its frame rate, but take care and you're fine. And this means that Don Fachio is defeated once again, granting us a Brainiac dog as well as the trophy Pig in a Blanket. Our next trophy is Kebab in a Bun, and we're taking down Don Fachio in Shamar. Alright, we're going to land the route here and get ourselves some hot dogs. Oh, okay. Hedgehog Space Programming Unleashed? Yeah, alright. The city section is where I'm rustiest here, but thanks to the missing sister mission, everything else is pretty straightforward and the path is burnt into my brain. Level 2, okay, so I need to beat this in 2 minutes 10, and then I get one of the last non-hot dog trophies. That's right, I mentioned speeding ticket earlier for beating Arid Sands in 2 minutes 50. I figured I'd do this at the same time as the hot dog missions, and because I blasted through the sands getting all the higher paths, light dashes and boost rings to carry me over the harder areas, I finished. No trophy. Where's my trophy? Oh, hang on. So you have to beat Act 1. And technically this isn't Act 1, this is one of the ring trials. So you can't get this trophy on this mission. I didn't realise that. I feel stupid. I'm going to have to go back and do it later. I beat the time trial with seconds to spare and then went for the other trials. This battle trial is easy, just take the city slow and belt everything that comes near you, and do the same for the dash section, attacking the enemies on the stones as well. The ring trial is trickier, take some of the higher paths and light speed dash lines, as well as dashing through the section on the right for a bunch of rings too. Just be mindful of the spikes at the end as well, and you're golden. Don Fachio has enrolled children into his criminal empire as well. For shame. Taking down the night stages, the time trial is far, far easier than the survival. There are a lot of mandatory enemies at the start, so take them down and be smart with the water canisters. When you've beaten a room, carry a water canister into the next room each time. Launch them and dash attack to really kick the damage off on those fire wizards. When you get to this point, grab the barrel and run because you have a small space to take down a fire wizard and two of my mortal enemies, red bees. They both each respawn once as well, so the key here is to soak the wizard and unleash. For some reason, like the unleash apparently ignores all the invincibility frames on those red bees, so you can kill them a lot easier. Also, don't go up those stairs because it traps you into an optional bee nest, and I'd rather lick the floor at this point. From here, it's pretty smooth sailing for the time trial, and the survival trial is pretty much the same, but the fire wizards do damage over time, and the red bees obviously deal massive damage, so just be careful, unleash and nuke them, and then get the hell out of there.
Smash the plant pots as well to rebuild your unleash gauge, and take down the enemies in this area safely so you can unleash when you reach the Titan at the top so you can beat into a pulp and trigger the gold ring as soon as possible. To unleash, it upgrades your shield too, so at level 10 it means the unleash shield fully blocks the jump shockwaves, which is so useful later, trust me. And Don Fachio is foiled once more. He hands over his sandy dog and pops the trophy kebab on a bun for us as well. Alright, speeding ticket. Feels pretty trivial now, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, that might kill the run. No, we got this. 2:43, it's a beautiful time. And speeding ticket. Redemption. The next trophy is fried clam roll for Adabat. This might confuse you. Technically, I should have done Empire City next, but I think Adabat's night stage is actually the easiest night stage in the entire game. Look, I'm just running past them. You don't have to fight the enemies here. I have to fight the enemies in this point. I've got to take the Titan out here. And we just speed across these waterfalls like nobody's business. It's such a breeze. I had 10 minutes to beat that and I did it in just under 4. This is too easy. Oh, I can also max out my shield here. I've been eating almost all the hot dogs that Fachio has handed over now, so my EXP gain is through the roof. It's all been smooth sailing and... God damn it! Oh, one more hit and I'm dead. One more hit and I'm dead. I'll take down the big boy without damaging. Oh, it's easy! With the night levels done, I move into the day, and Don Fachio's requests are much more sadistic than at night. The ring trial isn't awful, but there are a lot of obstacles. The section at the start requires precise timing, but once you're through the side steps, hit boost and keep up high to catch the boost rings, which give the most rings. This section on the left that leads to the grind rail is much better here as well. Avoid the bots and fire in the chase section, and be careful avoiding lasers and bombs here. Keeping up at the waterfall area skips most issues, but also once you're here, most of the rings in the level are gone, so take this section slow to avoid catastrophe and you'll end fine. Requirement was 400 and I got over 1,000. Mate. The battle trial is a little tougher. Take the right path here and battle the enemies on the way, and then use the side step quickly to catch as many enemies on the chase as possible. Dash across the sea but slow down and take out these enemies on the island before destroying those at the end as well. There are also a lot of robots at the end of the level, so be methodical, take down as many as possible, and you should end with a good total. The time trial is a beast. Your reaction time has to be on point at the start or you'll get the lower, slower path. Boost across the sea as usual and jump to air boost here to avoid the foiling tower. Once you land on the rail after the 4 homing enemies, hit boost just before you land to get on the rail faster, and you can do the same for the final rail as well. That's Adabat done! Suck it, Mr. Fachio. Give me my hot dog. He gives me a seafood dog, which is a disgusting concept, but he is a disgusting man. Fried clam roll, my dudes. Alright, let's head over to definitely not the USA. We're here in Capital City for the classic hot dog and the trophy ketchup and mustard. I left these as the final set because the day and night stages are some of the hardest trials in the game. The sheer speed and precision needed to take these down are near the perfection line, and I needed all the practice I could get. At night there's a lot to skip near the start, from small jumps to missing poles entirely. Making up time here is key because we have to go on these thin rails. And guess what? They get worse as you go. A camera angle now. Oh, come on. Oh, so infuriating. So annoying. Use the lower platforms here, they're much faster and safer. Unleash for the Titan and block the jump attack. That can send you off the stage and it's not a good look for you. You can also skip these enemies near the end, which is especially useful for the survival mission, and then you have enough time to run back and open the switch to get to the final Titan. That's survival done, the nighttime trials are complete. Hang on, I'm really close. I'm gonna stuff a hot dog in my mouth. It's maxed out! Oh, it's power overwhelming. Let's go. We've got the ultimate werehog and the ultimate hedgehog. Now for the day trials. These are very fast paced with tight goals to make this one of the more brutal parts of the game. The left path is the best path, and even when you mess up like I did here, you can still get enough rings this way. Stomp here and use the spring for 2 sets of light dashes, and make sure you don't get hit on the chase sequences across the girder bridge. This wall dash section has a few rings, but it's more important to not get hit. The battle trial's a bit tougher. Take the lower out here for more enemies, and try to use a sequence of homing attack here to get all of the enemies. Then, on this platform, run and jump to the left, and you should be able to hit the 3 windy boys on the pipes as well. Go to the left to get to this platform with plenty of robots, and then as long as you get to the final area with 50 killed, you'll easily be able to pass. The time trial is where things get hard. Alright, if I fly over here, light dash, there's a tight drift here, I get around without falling, go over here because it's much quicker overall. Now, if I burst over here, I skip the rails. There's a beautiful wall section, and seconds to spare. That is the game, lads. Don Fachio's twisted mind cannot comprehend the ultimate hedgehog, and he passes the urban dog to me, and I earn ketchup and mustard. Yes! Alright. Oh, here we go. Don Fachio is on his knees, but he has one last surprise. He is sold out, and he has set up one more stall in the one place we hoped he wouldn't go. That's right, as one last form of punishment, Don Fachio has missions for us in Eggmanland. And here's the thing, there are only 3 trials. They're time trials, and the actual time frames are very forgiving, but you have to beat the entirety of Eggmanland 3 times without dying. This is why Sonic Unleashed's Platinum Trophy is the hardest in the series, and I was never able to beat level 1 of his trials as a kid. I just couldn't do it. So now it's all come down to this. It's time to settle an old score. Alright, Fachio, let's do this. Oh, okay. Literally first hurdle. Lots of enemies here, but we've got this. We've got this. The treadmill was not good. And oh no! Oh no! On this rail, it should be good. Oh what? Was I meant to jump there? Finally getting somewhere at the lava elevator. Ooh, we're doing good. No! Oh, come on, Sonic. The pipe room. I'm so nervous about this because these pipes suck. They're so bad at like detection. All right, if I swing up, I should land on the pipe. Ah, so hard to line it up. Really getting somewhere now. We're at the pit. We're at the pit. Hop, hop, hop. I didn't jump. I hit jump and it didn't. Oh, far out. I hit jump and you didn't jump. You pipe room. Why did it go off like that, man? I don't think I managed all the level 3s, but just I was never able to beat this. I have to do this. I have to do this. If I leap over... Oh, no! I just want to beat this now. Alright, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really good. I think this is the run. I've said this in the last 5 runs, but this run number 20, it feels good. Oh, this is awesome. I've got the rings. You don't lose a lot, so I'm just going to line it up perfectly. Ignore all the enemies, just get to the switch. Alright. Ooh! Oh, I saved it. I don't know what that noise was. Pipe's meant to spit you out. No! I saved it again. Oh, I think if I get through this room, I'm good. I'm actually nervous, like adrenaline nervous. This never happens to me with games. Holy shit. Oh, we're through! We're through! Oh my god, let's go! Alright, kill the Titan. Let's unleash. Power up, full gauge. Die! Come on! Come on! Come on! Yes! Oh, I did it! I beat level 1! After all these years, I finally did it! Don Fachio is in disbelief and gives me a dog-on-dog, the one item I've never seen before in the game in my life, and that grants me the trophy, Hungry Hungry Hedgehog. I've literally just achieved something I wanted for years. Oh my god, this is awesome. And now it's time to smash level 2, and aside from some small timing mishaps on my end from getting greedy, level 2 goes by in a flash, my hands and my mind knowing exactly what I needed to do. And with level 2 over, it all comes down to this. Don Fachio is almost defeated. I have but one trial to complete before he gives up forever. Alright, it's the final trial. I am going into hell, and I am taking you with me. Like, I was expecting this, but now, like, I really know what I'm doing, so I know what I'm looking for. This isn't a struggle. I feel really good. Man, if only all the boost games were, like, this level of quality and how it, like, tested your reactions. Oh, do you know what? I nailed that. I'm really proud. Such an easy QTE as well. Alright, line it up. No, I didn't... My god! I didn't press that. Ah, we're back at it. The starting section is so simple now. That's a perfect pipe room. So elegant, so refined. These enemies, as long as they don't act up, we are golden. Right, we're through. This is it. This is the platinum approach. Don Fachio, you can throw whatever you want at me now. I will be victorious. Who is going to win, your Titans or one unleashed boy? It's mission clear. Oh, it's done. It's done. You're defeated. Give me your last hot dog. And that is hard boiled. There's the platinum. Yes, I've done it. I've done it. Oh, I got the platinum finally! Oh my god! And that is the tale of how I got the Platinum Trophy for Sonic Unleashed, the single most difficult platinum in the entire Sonic series to date. I've taken down Dark Gaia, beaten Eggman, and most importantly, annihilated a small business owner, and now I can rest knowing that Sonic Unleashed is finally complete. At least, unless they remaster it sometime. Thanks for sticking around and watching this. I know this was a longer video than normal, but it was a long tale, it's a long game. I'd love it if you subscribed as I tackle more Platinum Trophies and more Sonic challenges. Next I'm going to tackle one of the more recent Sonic releases, and then after that, who knows, maybe I'll be back in Unleashed a little sooner than you expect. Thanks again, let me know what you thought in the comments, and now make sure you check out the videos on screen for some more Sonic trophy hunting.